Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Segura here with PPC Entourage, and wow, Amazon has been coming out with a ton of changes in the past 3 to 4 months. In late 2018, they came out with product targeting, then portfolios, and all the changes to the automatic campaigns. And by the way, if you haven't seen our videos on those changes yet, we will put a link to those videos in this email. So a lot of changes in 2018, and they continue the trends in 2019. Just released last week are the campaign bidding strategies. Now, the campaign bidding strategies are in beta mode, so you may or may not have access to this, but from what we see, most sellers do have access to this. All right, so what should you know about campaign bidding strategies? Well, I'm going to give you my 2 cents today, and also I'm going to give you some strategies that we're taking on going forward. Right, so the campaign bidding strategies have 3 options. You have dynamic bids, down only, dynamic bids up and down, and the fixed bid. All right, so now prior to 2019, all of the campaigns that we made were using dynamic bids down only. So what that means is that we're going to place a bid for a particular keyword, and Amazon is going to allow us to use that bid price or a lower bid price based on whether or not they think it could convert at a given placement at a lower bid price. Okay, well, that could be a good thing, because we're basically telling Amazon, this is what we want to pay, and we also want to pay less, so we're going to do down only. Okay, very cool. And up until then, it was very simple and straightforward. Well, now they came out with dynamic bids up and down. So what that is saying is that not only can Amazon lower our bid price if they see an opportunity for a conversion at a lower bid price, that's cool. They can give it to us at the bid price that we set, that's cool. But we're also giving them the flexibility to raise our bid price by 100% if they feel that a conversion would occur. So we're giving them free range to basically raise our bid price by up to 100% if they think that that placement is going to give us a conversion, okay? So this is where it gets to be a little bit tricky, all right? So we're going to go through all 3 of these, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents as to what we're doing moving forward. The next are fixed bids. So fixed bids are basically saying, I'm going to put this bid price at $1. I don't want to pay more, or I don't want to pay less. Now, we had a meeting with our team this morning. We were trying to figure out a good way to use fixed bids that we thought was like a potential opportunity, but we really couldn't come up with any right now. So we're still early in testing on all this stuff. It's very new to all of us, and there are no conclusive results as of yet. Just keep that in mind, that everyone is still testing this stuff out right now. So as of the time of making this videos, we have not tested out fixed bids, and I cannot tell you, like, from my thought process, like, if that's actually a good thing to do. I actually think that having a little bit of leeway up and down is a good opportunity and a good idea. So what we are doing right now is we are going to start testing out the dynamic bids up and down. That's the first thing we're going to start doing, because we want to give Amazon a little bit more leeway, a little bit more flexibility to make a bid adjustment if we feel that, or if they feel that there's a good opportunity for us. Now, when are we using the dynamic bids up and down? We're not going to use it on campaigns that are like 35, 40% ACOS or higher, because we want to maintain that or actually get lower. So I don't want Amazon to raise our bid price for those particular campaigns. What we're going to start doing is we're going to start using it on campaigns that are doing like 15 or 20% ACOS, assuming that your profit margins are like, let's say 35 or 40. We're going to try this out on brand new on campaigns that are doing really well with a low ACOS, because basically we have a little bit of wiggle room, right? Our ACOS is, let's say, 15 to 20, and if Amazon raises the bid price a little bit higher and we get more sales, that could be a really, really good thing, and I want to test that out. However, I don't want to test that out on campaigns that are already near that break-even point, and then my campaign could go in the wrong direction. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so just to recap, dynamic bids means the bid price can lower only or stay at what it is, what you set it at. Dynamic bids up and down means they can raise it up to 100%. That's what we're interested in testing out on our campaigns that have like a really decent ACOS. That's where we're going with this. And then fixed bids, I don't know yet. We'll have to see and see if fixed bids is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't have an opinion on that quite yet. We're going to be testing that. So the next thing you can do is you can actually look, and this is pretty cool, you can adjust bids by placement, all right? So now just keep in mind there's top of search placement. That's the number one spot right below the headline search sponsored branding ads, the top of search placement. Then there's the other placements. Anything below the top of search, let's say the middle of page one, the bottom of page one, or even the top of page two, or the add to cart, that is the other placements. Then we have the product pages. Amazon is basically saying if you know that you do really, really well on top of search or on the product pages, and they do give you the insights to this, then you can increase your bid price by up to 900%. Wow, that's pretty interesting and could be very steep. So really, this is brand new stuff for us. This is really exciting stuff. And what I want you to notice here is that you can actually see what you're going to place here. So let's say I wanted to increase my bid price by 100%. And that means I have dynamic bids down only. So that's saying that to get top of search placement, if I choose 75 cents as my default bid, the most I will pay in this example, in this scenario, is $1.50. Now, if I raise this to 900%, that gets to be $7.50. So it's taking the rules of the dynamic bids down only, and it's applying it here. Now, if I switch over to dynamic bids up and down, now it gets to be a little crazy, okay? So a 75-cent bid will be $7.50 for this placement, and dynamic bid could increase it up to $15. Now, why does it increase it twice? Well, we're saying we could increase this by 900%, but then the dynamic bid rules is saying that we can potentially increase our bid by a maximum of 100%. So see why you have to be very careful with this stuff. This is why we're testing out this first, and then we're going to test out all of this other information. We may start to do it independently, but what I'm saying to you guys is I suggest not testing out both of them at the same time, because that could throw your bid prices way out of whack. Test one thing at a time and see if it works, and then layer on something else based on the data and based on your results, okay? So now fixed bid, it's just basically going to be the same. It's going to say that we can raise this bid price by up to 900%, okay? And then you have the same options for product pages. Now that's pretty much it in terms of the new updates. Where are you going to find that inside of your campaign? I have one of my campaigns open over here. Here are the placements, right? So I opened up the campaign. I can select an ad group, but I'm going to select placements. And now Amazon is going to show you how your campaign is performing by placement. And this kind of makes sense, this first example that I looked at. Top of search is obviously getting the most play. Actually, no, it doesn't have the most impressions. This makes a lot of sense. Okay, so top of search has a decent amount of impressions. My click-through rate percentage is very, very high because this is exactly what people are searching for. So, you know, they're not like digging through pages and pages and pages and then seeing my sponsored product. They're typing in what I'm selling and they're seeing it and they're clicking on it. So my CTR percentage on top of search is much higher than the rest. Obviously, I'm spending more. The cost per click is a little bit higher. I would have expected it to be even higher than this, but it's like 81 cents and the rest is 70 and 77, okay? More orders, more sales, slightly higher ACOS, probably because the cost per click is a lot higher. Then on the product pages, we're stinking it up over here. So product pages are not doing well. I don't see an option to turn product pages off. Hopefully they will come out with that in the future where you can just say, oh, this stinks. Let me pause this. But right now we're doing 88% ACOS for this particular campaign inside of the product pages. And as you can see, the CTR percentage is the lowest. We're getting the most amount of impressions. Well, so that has some benefit. We're getting impressions, but that's about it. Okay, so the rest of search, this is everything else. 4,000, a decent CTR percentage, spend and sales, and a decent ACOS. Okay, guys? So you can find that inside of placements, and then you can also, let's say you have a really good ACOS for a particular type of placement, then you can increase the bid adjustment over here. Okay? So now the other thing to know is that inside of campaign settings, you're going to be able to adjust your campaign bidding strategy. So if you already have a campaign that's set up, you can then go ahead and switch it from dynamic bids down only to dynamic bids up and down. Like that's what we're going to do with some of our campaigns to see if it works. Again, on the profitable campaigns. then you could also do like a little tweak here if you're ready for that. So you could also try to get more visibility top of search or product pages. So all you have to do is go to the campaign settings inside of the campaign that is already made, and you can make that switch. All right, guys, I really hope that this video was helpful. Now, we are working to get all of this stuff included inside of PPC Entourage, and obviously we're going to include a lot more bells and whistles because we want to make it simple. We want to make the reporting simple. We want to make the actions that you have to take very simple and clear cut. So expect a lot of changes inside of PPC Entourage soon to reflect the changes inside of Seller Central. We're really excited about that, and we will be sure to let you know as soon as those come out. Wish you guys an incredible week of crushing on Amazon, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.